I will check in on you later to see how you're feeling. She checked in on her grandmother to make sure she was all right. The manager will check in on the team to see if there are any issues. I'll check in on the progress of the project tomorrow. Don't forget to check in on the new employees to see if they need any help. He checked in on the status of the delivery and updated us. I will check in on my friend later to see how she's doing after the surgery. The nurse checked in on the patient to make sure he was comfortable. Let's check in on the details of the project before the meeting. I'll check in on the event preparations to see if everything is on schedule. Check in on. I will check in on the progress of the project tomorrow to make sure everything is on track. Don't forget to check in on the new team members to see if they need any help getting started. After the meeting, I'll check in on the status of the report and make sure it's ready for submission. The manager checks in on the team regularly to ensure that no issues are overlooked. I need to check in on my friend later today to see how she's recovering from her surgery. The nurse checked in on the patient every few hours to make sure he was comfortable. Before the event, we should check in on the preparations to ensure everything is going according to plan. I'll check in on the customer's order and confirm that everything is proceeding smoothly. They checked in on the progress of the project and suggested a few changes. By checking in on all these tasks, we can avoid any last-minute surprises and ensure everything is running smoothly. Check in on. Before we start the meeting, I'll check in on the team to see if they have any updates or issues to discuss. The supervisor checks in on the employees regularly to make sure everyone is on track with their tasks. I need to check in on my cousin later to make sure everything is okay after the move. We should check in on the event preparations to ensure all the details are covered. After the conference, I'll check in on the feedback from the attendees to see if there's anything we can improve for next time. The manager checks in on the progress of the project every week to ensure it's on schedule. I will check in on the status of the report and make sure it's submitted by the deadline. Don't forget to check in on your colleagues to see if they need any assistance. I'll check in on the delivery later today to confirm when it will arrive. By checking in on all aspects of the project, we can make sure everything is moving smoothly and on time. Check in on. I'll check in on the team after the meeting to make sure everyone understands their tasks. The project manager checks in on the team's progress every day to ensure that deadlines are being met. I need to check in on my friend this afternoon to see how she's doing after the surgery. We should check in on the event preparations tomorrow to make sure nothing has been overlooked. I'll check in on the report status later to confirm if it's ready for review. The nurse checked in on the patient every few hours to monitor his condition. Before we leave, I'll check in on the conference details to ensure everything is organized. Don't forget to check in on the client's needs to make sure we're meeting their expectations. After the presentation, I'll check in on the feedback to see if there are any suggestions for improvement. By checking in on all these tasks, we can avoid any last-minute issues and keep everything running smoothly.